morning. Good morning, everybody. This is what it's like to adjust the music and adjust the mic and drink coffee at the same time. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. It's raining here, but so far Larry has been no problemo. Happy for that. Just a little bit of rain to keep the weather cool, which I'm happy for. Thank you, No Soul. Thanks for shout out with the multitask. Good morning, No Soul. Good morning, Hornist. Espresso Hornist. I feel like we can officially rename you that. Good morning, Blake. How's everybody doing this morning? It's just me this morning. Matt is on vacay. He's at the beach with his family, which means that he doesn't get to talk about all the things he's excited about for Gen Con. He doesn't get to talk about the entertainment he's been enjoying this week. He doesn't get to watch the Matrix trailer that just dropped with us this morning. That's right, Matrix Resurrection trailer is officially here. If I'm being completely honest, I don't exactly remember where we left off on 3. I think there's some official like story timeline detail information that I may be missing, that I may have to go back and rewatch. All I remember about Matrix 3 is that I really didn't like it, and I remember it being really long. I don't know about y'all, but this looks like a Matrix movie from 2021, so like it looks really good. And you see Keanu Reeves and you're like, well, this could be John Wick. It's more John Wick action, so I'll take that. I don't think that's exactly how that's supposed to go, but if this is essentially a John Wick bonus movie, then I'm here for it. Anyways, I did pull up the trailer so we can watch it together. So it's an official disclaimer. I won't pull it up right this second. We can talk about other entertainment and things that are going on first with our entertainment segment. Let me get that pulled up first. Entertainment. I don't know why this is transitioning. It's cool. Welcome to Jen hasn't. Like literally, it's just transitioning over and over and over again. That's exciting. That's super. I don't know why it's doing that, y'all. Cool. Anyways, entertainment. It's entertainment time. What have you been watching? What have you been reading? What have you been playing? What have you been enjoying for your entertainment? I have a list of things to talk about. Some exciting things that came out of Venice last weekend. We had the official Dune movie premiere. I know we are really getting close to it right now. I'm not sure for how long we will talk about Dune once Dune has actually premiered, but what we are seeing now officially are some Dune reviews. And Many Worlds, good morning and cheers. This is actually my last cup of Many Worlds Tavern coffee right now. It's sad, but also exciting. It's like both a good thing and a bad thing, but it is the end of the bag. Which means that tomorrow will be new coffee day, which will be a coffee I haven't tried yet. So that's also an exciting time. Anyways, so Dune is officially getting some reviews. It's officially got a decent rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Reviewers have officially told us that they had no idea that Dune was going to be in 2 parts, which I think is pretty hilarious. And I'm still excited. I'm still super excited. Last week I talked about what we are going to, what Rebecca and I are planning to go see first in theaters. Matt reminded me that No Time to Die is actually the first movie I'll see in theaters, because there is zero chance that I won't be seeing James Bond when it releases opening weekend. But Dune will be second. But actually, I have to say, and Blake mentioned Shang-Chi. Anybody sees Shang-Chi? Because I have to say, this past weekend, It was a little bit of a longer weekend. We got to day 3. We were like, what do we do? It's the 3rd day of this long weekend. We've done all the things. We've done all the yard work. And I was like, if I'm being completely honest, I was very tempted to go see Shang-Chi in theaters. I love everything that I've been hearing people talk about it. Everybody sounds like it's a really great movie. It's got kind of those classic MCU vibes that we came to love from like Iron Man, OG Iron Man, or OG Cap, or OG Thor, maybe to a lesser extent, even though I do love and have a soft spot in my heart for Thor. Thor is definitely my favorite, but I think that one is like less, people like it less than Cap and Iron Man, which is, that's fine. People are allowed to, that's fine. I get it, that's fine. Been watching For All Mankind on Apple TV. Definitely worth a watch. Interesting, that is, I have not watched that. I've looked at it, and I was like, there's a man on the moon in the picture for this show, so I'm not really sure why I haven't watched it yet, because I definitely look at it and like, I should watch that, and then I haven't. So I like the recommendation. I will, it's officially getting added to the list. Actually, one of the questions for today for y'all is, what are you excited to watch? What's coming up? Because it's also September. It is officially September, everybody. Happy September. Yeah, September. Already the fall. I really am for the nicer weather, though. Like, it's really nice. Anyways, September brings with it many new show releases, right? So we've got I made a list. There's 2 shows. Hulu is premiering Why the Last Man next weekend. When is it? Yeah, next week. I think it comes out on Monday. I don't know anything about how Hulu does their release, if it's going to be like a full drop and you can binge. I don't know if they go with the binge vibe or not. But Why the Last Man? What an excellent comic. Really, really interesting concept. And I read it kind of in its time as it was coming out. So I'm really excited. But I also remember Why the Last Man is one of those comics that has been optioned for a really long time. Like, it's one of those comics that got optioned essentially right after it came out, and we all just sat around like, well, when are we going to get this TV show? And nobody knew. Well, now it's happening, and now it's on Hulu, so just add that to the pile of Hulu things that I have to watch. Pretty sure at this point I have to take like a whole month off to watch the things on Hulu, because I really don't want to keep Hulu around. I just want to like get in there and watch stuff and then get out, because, you know, we're all like, a la carte, we love a la carte, and you do, but, you know, now we're at that point where everybody wants your money. So Why the Last Man comes out next week, and also morning show. Speaking of Apple TV and shows on Apple TV, the morning show with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon, season 2 premieres next week, the end of the week, when we'll be at Gen Con, and yeah. We'll be at Gen Con, which means that I will be watching episode 1 on my day off when I get back from Gen Con, which is like a long time. But Apple's doing a weekly release instead of doing the whole drop, which, you know, for all of us Ted Lasso fans out there, sucks real bad, sucks real hard. So I will only have 1 episode to watch, so it won't be that much. It won't be like the whole show has been premiered, and then, you know, I have to avoid spoilers. Really probably won't have to avoid that many spoilers for episode 1. Needless to say, if you haven't watched the morning show season 1, I think it's very good. I thought it was a really powerful show. Obviously, it's very well acted. It's obviously not necessarily like a super happy topic, but I felt like it was very poignant and very of the moment. So I think it's worth the watch if you haven't watched it yet. Those are my 2. But what are y'all watching? What have you got in the docket? What are things you're excited for? What did you put in the calendar? That's the real thing. What have you calendarized because you're that excited that it's coming out for me, those shows pretty excited for. No Time to Die and Dune are calendarized. Really trying to not go see Shang-Chi and just wait for it to come out on Disney. Watch it there. Not sure if I'm actually gonna outlast that. But what do you have in your calendar? What are things that you're excited to watch or see or even read? Other things that happened this week. Let's see. Michael B. Williams passed away. So moment of silence to that because it's really heartbreaking. No Soul. We're gonna go try to see Shang-Chi though. Yeah. Honestly, we've been rewatching Friends just because we can have it on in the background while we take care of the baby. That's yeah. But can you act out all the lines while it's in the background and replay all the scenes because you've seen it enough times that you have that in your consciousness. Obviously, Blake says obviously looking forward to the next Marvel movie, Eternals and Spider-Man. Eternals doesn't fully have me hyped yet. I think that's just less. I haven't read anything Eternals wise, so like the story there, it's just one of those things where you're like, I have to stop reading all the things because there's so many things, right? Comic books are totally like that. If you go look at a wall of Marvel comics and series, and I see people on like social media and they try to like comment on the stories and stuff, and they'll be like, that doesn't follow comics or things like that, and you're just like, no, it actually, there's like 6 billion versions of Spider-Man out now, so like it probably does, and you just haven't read it. It's kind of like that. So like Eternals, not something that I've read, so have a little less hype for it. But Spider-Man, definitely excited for that as well. We didn't do the trailer for Spider-Man. I don't think we did, right? Last week, what trailer did we do last week? We did a trailer last week. I did not watch The Green Knight yet. I'm still holding out. Mostly time because we're prepping for Gen Con. It's been a little busy around here. And also this other thing that I'm not talking about yet, but it's just been a little busy. So I haven't watched The Green Knight yet. Over the weekend, even though it was a 3-day weekend, we literally were outside doing the yard work that we had been ignoring for the last month, which made that take a little longer than when you ignore yard work for a month. It then takes a longer time to do. Let's see. Violin Soreo. Welcome to chat. Thanks for joining. I'm going to the Dune premiere next week. Also going to read the new Star Wars manga that's coming out this month. Star Wars manga? What? I had no idea that there was a Star Wars manga coming out, and now I don't know if you know this about me, but I like to get excited about things. So now I'm color me curious. That's very cool about the Dune premiere. Have an awesome time. We'll expect you back here on Thursday morning to tell us all about it, basically. So we've got you locked in for that for Thursday. Actually, next week we will be at Gen Con, so we'll call it 2 weeks from now. So in 2 weeks you'll be back to tell us about Dune premiere. We will be live next week. I think Matt and I are going to go live on Instagram, which is not here, or Facebook, or it is technically Facebook or YouTube. Won't be on YouTube. Probably be on IG, because I'm pretty sure like that's what we can accomplish at Gen Con while committing to going live and doing some sort of live stream on Thursday at the beginning of Gen Con, so that we can talk loudly through our masks at you at a screen, just so we can pop in and say hello, because that is our commitment to you, our audience. But it's going to be over on Instagram, so if you're not following us on Instagram already, be sure to follow us at Keymaster Games. Yeah, the manga's called Edge of Balance. It's part of New High Republic storyline. I had no idea. I I'm gonna go pull. Hold on, let me grab a link for people. Well, can't spell manga right, then you don't get a good search result. Looks like it's this. I see it. Okay, here we go. Copy this link. Link incoming. Link is incoming. Boom. Leave that up to look at it later. Yeah, I didn't know anything about this. In the aftermath of the hyperspace disaster, young Jedi Knight Lily Toraasi is assigned to help displaced citizens relocate to Banshee, a newly inhabited planet in the Inug system, far in the Outer Rim. Banshee is the site of the new Jedi Temple, led by Master Arkoff, Lily's Wookiee mentor. Yes, Wookiee Jedi, hashtag here for it. Hashtag here for it. Who imagines the temple as a place of peace for new inhabitants and for those who are traveling beyond, while balancing the arrival of incoming settlers with the strange mysteries of this remote outpost. Lily wonders if she's doing enough to bring peace to the galaxy. Don't we all, Lily? We all wonder that sometimes. But when hidden dangers begin to emerge, the young Jedi will face her greatest challenge yet. Okay. We're gonna find out. No, so truly bummed that I can't be at Gen Con this year. Over the past year, I've made real connections with so many BG people I would love to meet in person. Have those connections. Would have been amazing when I went into 2019. That's right. But like says, sorry to hear you can't make it. Maybe next year. Yes, maybe next year. We're sorry we won't get to see you in person, but the conventions have a way of coming around every year, which we're really grateful for. There's a lot to be excited about, right? We all get excited about Gen Con, but we're not at Gen Con conversation yet. Not at Gen. We're still. So let me double check my thing. Gotta go back, otherwise I get distracted. Let me see. Michael B. Williams talked about that. Book of Accidents. Reading the Book of Accidents from Chuck Wendig. Chuck Wendig is the author of who wrote Wanderers. And then we had a pandemic. It was a book about a pandemic, and then there was a pandemic right after the book released, and that was really weird. It's excellent, and it reminds me, I'm reading it, because it's a new release of Chuck Wendig's, and I really enjoy his writing. I think he's a really good author. But it's also a horror book, so disclaimer, it's a horror story. It's my first horror novel that I've read, because I do not like to read horror things or watch horror things in general. But it's appropriate timing as October. It's also we're already a week into September. Feels like September is going to be gone because next week we'll go to Gen Con, and then September will be over, which is just also another weird feeling. But good news is that means that the next month is October, and that is Pumpkin Carving Contest. Pumpkin Carving Contest has started being planned over here in the Keymaster headquarters, aka my office, and I'm very excited for it. I love pumpkin carving season. It's actually gone from being my least favorite thing in the world to one of the things I look forward to the most during the year. If you don't know, we do a pumpkin carving contest every year in October, where we feature Campy Creature templates, the monster templates, that you can carve and submit for a chance to win stuff and just have fun. It's a really great time. We plan it every year. We have a group that we do pumpkin carving with now every year. And it's a lot of fun. So I'm excited that that's almost here. And Book of Accidents, horror novel, is kind of making me realize that I'm really excited for that. Yeah, that's what I have there. Let's so before we go over to Gen Con, let's do Matrix trailer. I think I got it set up so that we can watch Matrix trailer. So this is your official disclaimer as I'm slowly moving to transition, that we're gonna watch Matrix trailer now, and then we'll come back and we'll talk some Gen Con. And
Streaming FX on Hulu.
What about now? Did it?
Thomas, you seem particularly triggered right now. Can you tell me what happened?
I had dreams that weren't just dreams.
Am I crazy? We don't use that word in here.
Have we met? One pill makes you larger, and one pill makes you small. And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall.
Time to fly.
Chasing rabbits. If you want the truth, Neo, you're going to have to fly me. And you know you to fall.
The only thing that matters to you is still here. I know it's why you're still fighting and why you will never give up.
You don't know me.
No.
After all these years, to be going back to where it all started. Back to the Matrix.
I don't know how to make the sound go. I thought I had it set up. Sorry about that. Anyways, Matrix is coming. Officially, something I will be doing on Christmas. Another this Christmas may be another movie Christmas, and that would be I would be totally fine with that. Hello, Love Thy Nerd. Getting rated through the Love Thy Nerd. Good morning, everybody. Cheers. Welcome to Second Cup. We just did a preview, an official viewing of the Matrix Resurrection trailer. If you've watched it, let us know. Let us know what you think. Let us know how. Are you excited? Is everybody excited? No Soul said. Good morning. Let me grab everybody. Good morning, always our RYU. Good morning, Caffeine. Kyle Matthew, good morning. What's up? Anyways, No Soul said music choice is phenomenal. That is a really good song that they did for the trailer. And again, it's just got that feel. It's like they bringing in some of the. It's like they were like, let's look at John Wick and what everybody likes about John Wick, and then like let's revisit The Matrix with that infused into it. That's really how that trailer looks to me. So the real question is, do we have to go back and rewatch 2 and 3 to get ready? Because if we do, then that's more work. That's just something else we have to sign up for. Hey, Bubba, thanks for the sub. Thanks for the sub, Bubba. Yeah, see, Valakes also says, trying to remember where they left off in Matrix 3. Exactly. We don't remember because the movie was so boring. Pretty sure I fell asleep by the end of it because I was just like, this is... I'd rewatch the trilogy anyways. I mean, yeah, realistically, we're gonna rewatch the trilogy because that's the reality of... It's been a long time since we have seen... it's been a long time since I watched The Matrix. I don't even remember the last time I watched Matrix 1, honestly. Trying to keep it low-key hyped. Yes, hyped, but not really hyped, but a little bit hyped. Anyways, the trailer drop. I think it's a good trailer. I think it's a good introduction, reminding us of all the things that we're excited for. Also, it looks like it's kind of making fun of itself a little bit as well. And recognizing some things that it wants to maybe reboot or retcon a little bit so we can go remember all of the trilogy things. We'll go rewatch the trilogy, and then Resurrection will be like, thanks for doing that. Now you know all the things that we cut, and now you remember all the reasons why we're retconning whatever went on in 2 and 3. Matt, can't wait to see you. Yeah, I cannot wait to see you next week at Gen Con. We can transition this so we can talk about Matrix Resurrection, conveniently named for December 22nd. Getting excited for that. So let's talk about Gen Con. Gen Con is coming. It's happening next week, which is kind of shocking to me. Let me get these commands. This is what happens when you don't. Well, there's an airplane. In case you can hear that, that's an airplane. So, hey, what are the hot deets for Gen Con? We finally getting this water parks game. Well, if I told you that, it wouldn't be a surprise anymore. So I'm not going to tell you that. Matt P, hello. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming out and saying hello. Good morning. Happy Thursday, and welcome to Second Cup, where we drink coffee and talk about whatever is on the list to talk about for the day. I hate surprises. Nobody hates surprises, Bubba. People say they hate surprises. I don't think that's actually true. I know there have been movies and stories written where people talk about not liking surprises, but I don't think that's actually a real thing. Matt P, I think you might be attached to this. I'm not 100% sure. I just saw that Harrow County is going to be something that's off the page, right? Matt P, I know you've done maybe some graphic design for them. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyways, nope, not. I'm sorry. Okay, never mind. Anyways, I saw Harrow County, something that I'm excited to try out. They'll have it available for demo. Matt P, do you have any projects that are premiering or are happening? I don't think you'll be at Gen Con, but are there any projects that you've worked on that will be at Gen Con this year? For us, Trails. I feel like I should just hashtag boats this. Hashtag boats. Trails not going to be at Gen Con, everybody. Trails is not going to be at Gen Con, but Trails Deluxe Resources, we are airshipping. We flew on an aeroplane some Trails Deluxe Resources so that we can have the Deluxe Resources available at Gen Con, even though we will not have Trails there. So that will be the first time that you can get the Trails Deluxe Resources, and then when the Trails Deluxe Resources that are taking the boat arrive, they will be available on the Keymaster website, keymastergames.com. But we will have the Deluxe Resources. The Deluxe Resources look really, really nice. I'm so excited for some folks to finally get their hands on that. I cannot wait for them to be available for sale through us later this year. They look really, really nice. In case you're wondering, we've gotten some questions like, why does Trails not have deluxe? Like, we are the maker of deluxe resources in our games. That's our thing. That's what we do, what we're known for. How come we release Trails and it had these cubes? Well, first of all, they're nice cubes still. They're still wooden cubes, and they're nicely painted and everything. Trails is a $20 game. And laser cutting uniquely shaped things is expensive and is more than $20 in a game. So that is why we don't have those deluxe resources in the game itself, because we wanted to keep Trails at that $20 price point. But we will have the deluxe resources available as an add-on. They're very cool. They do fit. They come in a nice little tuck box. Tuck box will fit inside of the game, so you can keep it all packed. It doesn't have to float around outside of the game. Both the regular resources that come with the game and these deluxe resources can fit in the game, so you are golden with that. Matt V has a couple games that are going to be at Gen Con. So Two-Tech Common, Dragon Prince, nice. Dragon Prince, what an adorable. I don't like animation things, but I really like that show. So very cool. Night of the Ninja, Holly, Vivid, Merchants of the Dark Road, and a few others. Merchants of the Dark Road, I didn't know that you had worked on Merchants of the Dark Road, so that's very cool. I know that's just arriving from Kickstarter, I think. I've seen some people get it to the table, and so far I've heard very good things. So congratulations, that's a lot of stuff. Good for you, cheers. So I said Harrow County. I saw somebody say, what if there was an unmatched surprise drop at Gen Con, which I would not say no to. I would not send any chagrin. I'm very pro that. We did just get, I haven't actually played with Deadpool yet though. We just got Deadpool, haven't played with it. I think the next unmatched sets that we're getting are the Marvel ones, which I'm really excited for. I also have some feelings about them only releasing those sets in three character sets instead of 4 character sets. I feel a little off balance, a little off kilter. I just want those boxes to have 4 characters in them for some reason. But I'm really excited. I'm really excited for the Daredevil one. That one. Not the Ghost Rider. I don't care about Ghost Rider. It's just, again, spoons, limited spoons. Care about Daredevil, don't care about Ghost Rider. That's where the spoons end. So if you are going to Gen Con, I posted it above. I'll do it again because it went away. If you're going to Gen Con and there's something you're hoping to pick up from Keymaster, like those Trails Deluxe resources, oh my gosh, just do it. Like those deluxe resources, we have a reservation form that's available for you to fill out. If you fill out that reservation form, by Sunday we will review and confirm reservations. You don't have to pay anything, but there's some pretty cool bundles in there as well if you want to pick those up, anything like that. So we'll send out confirmations, and then you just pay when you get to the booth. But we're confirming that we will hold a specific amount of product for you through Saturday morning, to try to make it a little easier. Let me see. I need to buy into Unmatched. Always. Yes, you do need to buy into Unmatched if that's your thing. It's our thing. Maddox and I freaking love Unmatched and our Unmatched loyalists, because it's fantastic. It's super take that, super head to head. Rebecca didn't actually like it. Rebecca's my wife. Rebecca didn't actually like it initially, but we put it on our 10x10 challenge for this year because I was like, I'm not leaving 2021 with you still not liking Unmatched. So we sit down every once in a while and we'll play a couple rounds and we play different characters, and she's grown to like it a lot more. And I love, we can do like a little roulette on who we're gonna pull out of the box and who we play with. Both trying to get to know specific characters and really get good at characters versus just seeing how characters interact with each other. It's a lot of fun. And we've just kind of become, again, searching for those great two-player experiences. That's how we play a lot of the time, or just wanting those two-player experiences that are easy to get to the table, so that we play more. So we take those breaks and play a little bit more. What's my favorite? How is my favorite Canadian designer? That's Matt. Matt P, graphic designer, if you do not know. A very nice, wonderful, creative, talented graphic designer. It is my thing. I love beating Matt at it every time. Yeah, well, I bet Matt's not very good. Just kidding. I don't know. Matt, how good are you at Unmatched? Also, Matt, I think Matt was just at, there was a Game Ranch retreat something. How was that? How was your weekend retreat? I'd love to hear about it. It looks like there was a nice, fun group of people that got together and got to play some board games. Looked like a lot of fun. Blake, will you be visiting the Wormwood booth with me at Gen Con? Yes, I will. I'm always happy to walk past the Wormwood booth, to look at things, try not to buy things. Yeah. And it looks like the modular gaming tables are finally pulling out of the weed works, and they're going to start shipping again here, which is also very exciting. That means I'm a little bit closer to getting my MGT, and so we are we are buying something. Got it. Okay. Well, we're probably gonna have to put. I don't want to put a number on things specifically, but I don't want to not put a number on things. The thing that I have the hardest time walking away from, they do those laminate inlays on some like dice trays and dice vaults and trays and stuff. I do not own one of those yet. It's something that you could have gotten if you, or you can get on the Prophecy table, which is their higher end, not the modular gaming table, but the higher end. I'm in modular gaming table range. They have Prophecy, right? You can get it there, but so since I don't have Prophecy, I'm not getting this inlay. But I love those flowers. The flower inlays that they do are so beautiful, and that is something that I literally walk over there and I stare at them and I'm like, so maybe this Gen Con will be the Gen Con that my fortunes change and I walk away with one. We'll see. We'll just have to see. Blake, what are you excited? What are you what are you gonna walk away with? That's the question. If we're talking about what I'm gonna walk away with, what are you gonna walk away with? I was supposed to be there. My daughter decided to get the COVIDs, the Rona. Well, Bubba, first of all, thinking of you and your daughter, I hope that your daughter is on the mend, has mild symptoms, is doing all right, and we are super sorry to hear that. Sorry that you're getting waylaid by that. That is why COVID sucks, amongst many other reasons. And sorry. Wormwood needs to have a shop tour. Cafe, do you watch, I feel like shop tour yes, I would travel to Massachusetts to do a shop tour. I feel like that's an avenue of, that they could, like a monetizing avenue that they haven't explored yet. Because I would for sure, like, just super in that Worm Life frame of mind. I love Wednesdays and Fridays. Like, I don't even care what you talk about. I just like watching Worm Life on Wednesdays and Fridays. Blake says, gosh, I don't know. I don't really have anything from them. Don't have anything from, so I may do a Hex Vault. Oh, yes. Or some table tiles, okay. Right, I don't know to, like, what they have of their first Hexy Time tiles. I definitely have seen some, but I don't know what they what they'll have there. Those are awesome. I definitely dig the hex tiles. It's a good. And then but you could get it like dice vault, and are you getting a character vault for the D&D? Like, you could do the whole character system, and then if you're doing the whole character system setup, are you gonna do the pencil with it? It's just there's a lot of things. We could be over there for a while. We're gonna have to make sure we do it during an extended break. You know what I'm saying? They said they weren't doing them at the time. Yeah, I'm a wormling. They're in your backyard. Oh, you just like So you just go get a second cup of coffee sometimes and like stand in your backyard and like peer over the fence and be like, what's going on over there? Just see what you see, you know? Wouldn't be creepy at all. Bo says she's absolutely fine. Good. Well, that's good. More an inconvenience for us than anything. Yeah. Well, yes. I totally hear that. I'm super sorry that we won't see you for Gen Con. Bubba, will you be at Unplugged? Unplugged is right around not right around the corner, but it feels like the way this year is going, it'll be here in like 5 minutes after Gen Con. We're not going to Origins. There will be a booth that has our stuff at Origins, but we will not be at Origins ourselves. So after Gen Con, our next convention will be Unplugged. And then we get to look ahead to 2022, hopefully with a real, hopefully at the end of this year, we really start to see those numbers tick back down and we can look at a fuller convention schedule for 2022. Definitely there. Hope to see Dougie and Bobby while they're, they're celebrities to me. They're also genuinely nice people. So I've gotten to talk to Doug a handful of times, and he's a really nice person to talk to. Out of this year's Gen Con featured games, I've played and enjoyed Cosmic Frog, Sleeping Gods, and Mind Management. Also looking forward to seeing more about Factory 42 and Luna Capital. Nice. I have not played Mind Management. That's another one from off the page. Speaking of like Why the Last Man kind of vibes, it's supposed to be really enjoyable. I've only heard that the adaptation is excellent, and I would love to get that to the table. I'd love to maybe get to play that this year. That's a good call out. Sleeping Gods also excellent. I'm really looking forward to getting Sleeping Gods back to the table. That's going to be our game that goes on the table, that goes underneath the table. Topper, once we get our modular game table, that's the game that we want to put out so that we can play and actually like keep set up and play on a regular basis to get through a full campaign without dealing with our fur children, aka my spoiled cats. Bubba says we'll be at Origins. Let me know if you need to teach trails or whatevs. We'll do, Bubba. Thank you. We'll do. So I thought we would wrap up today with a topic about rulebooks. I know, sounds ominous. Let me see. Topic. See, I don't know why it keeps transitioning. I don't know what I'm hitting. I think maybe I'm hitting T. I don't know. Management is very suspenseful, and length is short enough to get a couple of games in at a single game night, so players have a shot at revenge. Nice. How long are the games? How long is that game length? It's again Mind Management. Another Matt Kind is the author there, author and illustrator, who's like really exceptional talent in the comics world, and I just enjoy just an author / illustrator that makes me think. It gets me to sit down and stop and think when I read, which I really appreciate coming out of comics, because it's just not something you always think about as something that's going to happen because you're reading comics. So I appreciate it. I haven't gotten to play it, but I know that Watergate's book is supposed to be great. Watergate's book. What is that? I don't know what that is. Oh, Watergate's rulebook is supposed to be great. Got it. I got it. I got it. I figured it out by myself. This is what happens when you're solo. Right, so topic, rulebooks. So this weekend, I was like, it's 3-day weekend. I have to learn how to play Coffee Traders. Sitting here, I love coffee. It's embarrassing that I don't know how to play Coffee Traders. So I pull out the rulebook, sit down to read it, flip through the back because if we're being completely honest, I was flipping through to the back of the book because I wanted to see how many pages there were, and there were a lot. But when I got to the back, noticed that there's information about the coffee bean farming process, fair trade, coffee roasting, different regions. It's actually just a couple of pages in the back, and I was like, cool, this rulebook is less pages than I thought it was, and two, this is really interesting information. So then I got distracted and read that stuff instead. And I was like, this is, I was just kind of reminded, kind of brought back that I really love when rulebooks teach you something, or they give you they give you a value, like this added value, or they give you a stake, some kind of stake in the process or in what you're doing. Like, hey, I'm sitting down to play this game about coffee traders. I might be sitting here because it's a heavier game. It might be sitting here because I really like the publisher. I might be sitting here because I like the theme. But now I'm going to give you this added thing that's a little bit more than, it's not just about that the theme exists. It's more that there was inspiration. And the inspiration is rooted in something that's honestly relevant to a lot of us. If you're hanging out here, maybe you're hanging out here because you like coffee. Maybe you're hanging out here because you like hanging out with me and Matt. Whichever the reasons, either of those are totally fine. But I drink coffee on a daily basis, and I think it's really interesting to read that stuff and be like, yeah, this is what's in this cup. There's something, like there's this information, this history of how this drink got to be here, and that's really engaging to me. It's something that I interact with on a daily basis, and that's like valuable. It's worth spending time to me to understand. So I love the investment, the time investment in adding that to the rule book. Another rule book that I can think of that has something like this, and then I'll look at examples that y'all have, is Wingspan is another great example of a rule book that has tidbits of information actually in the rule book, relevant to talking about like wingspans and what that means, and just like giving you this investment in the title of the game and the reason that you're sitting down and playing it, giving you some context that makes you want to spend the time to learn it, right? So Coffee Traders is a deeper, more complicated game. But coffee trading, coffee farming has this really rich, complicated, long history, and just kind of recalling that information, that fact makes me feel more invested in sitting down and learning the game, and the fact that it is going to take a little while to play. It's going to be a little bit of a longer experience that we have. So I just really appreciate that. There are some cases where there's this balance of, do you want to give somebody the opposite experience? Okay, this example again, I received this rule book and I'm like, holy smokes, this rule book is thick. And I'm like, wow, that's a daunting UI experience when I sit down and touch and interact with that. And I wouldn't even necessarily, if I hadn't flipped to the back of the book, I wouldn't necessarily have seen that was what was happening at the back of the book for a little while, right? And so it's a mixed bag in terms of like, hey, they put it in the back so that it wasn't distracting and you could just read the beginning of the rules, but like I'm sitting here with this thick book that feels a little bit like a novel, or a graphic novel at least, and you're like, wow, this is going to take a while. So that UI experience there's some give and take there. When you take up space with this information, the trade-off is that information that otherwise would go there has to go somewhere else, and these rule books get a little bigger. And in terms of us sitting here wanting games to be as teachable, as easy to get to the table as possible, that can be a little bit of a big ask. So how do you do that in a meaningful way? In Parks, in our game, we took information and we put it on cards, and we put it so like park cards have facts at the bottom, information at the bottom, both about the park's date of inception, and then also the illustrator who designed the card that you're looking at, and a fact about the park. And we did that intentionally so that it's kind of in the game. And we have a rule at our table that when we play Parks, when you visit a park, you actually have to read the information about the park. So we are constantly talking about park facts as we sit around the table, things that we learn. Also kind of recalls that experience of like, you go to a place and you learn about it. And it happens sort of in the moment. But there was something about this information being in the rule book, again, giving you that why in the rule book, even before you start, that kind of, it let me thinking about stuff. So I want to hear from you. What are rule books, or what are games that have dealt with facts in a way that, or dealt with their theme, gotten you invested in their theme in a way that was really meaningful to you, that really got you to sit down and be like, yes, I want to play this game. I want to own this game. I own it still because I had this positive experience with it. So No Soul, Watergate. Watergate's rulebook. I have not played Watergate, even though it's a 2-player game, and probably should play Watergate because it's a 2-player game. I haven't seen its rulebook, so I'm curious. I will definitely take a look at what they do in the rulebook. Cascadia, Mr. Fitzsimmons says, Cascadia sent me down a nice path of learning. Very cool. Did you look up info about the Civet Cat Coffee? Civet Cat Coffee. What is... No, now I'm forgetting what this is. Many Worlds has a cat on their logo. Oh! No, I haven't. No. No, I did not. From Coffee. That's from Coffee Traders. No, I did not look that up. I was kind of fixated on the regions because what I really loved is something that sort of appeals to me right now in Coffee Traders is that I'm becoming super interested in where coffees are coming from regionally, because the earth and seasons really impact coffee beans and where they come from at different times. So they talk about the 5 regions that coffee comes from there, and so I got really fixated on that. That's very interesting and weird. Yeah, I will look it up and I'll take a look. Yes, it did stand out to me. I was like, cat, yes, yes, I'll look at that for sure. Let's see. So that's my topic for today. I just think that we have a lot of games that are coming out. There's a lot of fantasy games. There's a lot of escapism, but there's also this desire for things that what gets you invested in a game. What gets you whether it's on a really basic level, spending money on a game. Game covers make you spend money on a game. Theme sometimes makes you spend money on a game. It causes you to pick up a game. Player count, the mechanics. There's lots of different things, avenues, inroads to what will capture someone's attention versus not capture their attention. The rulebook is something that is inside the game, so it's not something that you're spending time on because art is a big deal. It's a big deal for us too. The rulebook, these cards having facts or thematic context inside the game, inside the components. And I think you could probably say this for even a fantasy themed game, for example. Those context, that idea of flavor text is where this comes from, right? It's not something that's a selling point for the game. And in fact, I would say that I'm trying to think of, I think Fantasy Flight is a really big example of a lot of investment in flavor text on games. Magic the Gathering, lots of flavor text on games. I have to be honest, I never read the flavor text on, I don't really care about the flavor text on Magic cards. I don't care about the flavor, I've never really been invested in reading, even like Arkham Horror, where I know that story is very rich. I've never been invested in reading that flavor text there, but for some reason, again, there's just this context of like something existing in your reality that seems important. It seems to kind of like it's a connection point, and I just think it's interesting to spend time on that, on inside the game, inside the box, after you've opened the box, after you've sold somebody on the game, to just take everything that one step further and being like, hey, this is why it was important to us to spend time talking about this with you and making it and being inspired to even make the game in the first place. I think that's really cool. Anyways, my coffee is running out. It is running low, So I'm not gonna make another cup of coffee because I do not need another cup of coffee, but I'm gonna move on to my afternoon and take care of. I do have some fun, exciting things to do this afternoon. Most importantly of which is continuing to get ready for Gen Con. So if you're heading to Gen Con next week, I'm really excited to see you. Please stop by the Keymaster booth. We'll be at booth 2225. We'd love for you to come by and say hello. And if you're not, that's okay. We'll see you at the next one. We'll be live again next Thursday. Matt and I will go live most likely on Instagram because I think that's where we can do it the most effectively. So we'll be live on Instagram saying hello over there as Gen Con opens for day 1 on Thursday. And then we'll be back next Thursday. Maybe next Thursday we will have our ship ready so that we can continue on our bucket of bolts journey. I know everybody's on pins and needles waiting to see how the ship turns out. I also have not seen the ship, so I'm excited to see that too. But I'll be able to ping Kyle about that and bug him about finishing up that ship so we can get back to our adventure, our space exploring, pirating, whatever adventure. Once we are in the after times post Gen Con. So in the meantime, whatever you're doing today and the rest of this week, get after it, get it done. Have a great rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend. Whatever entertainment you're enjoying this coming weekend, have fun with it. We can't wait to hear about it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Cheers.